So what do you do if you've got a pretty cushy personal training job, but you also want a little bit more flexibility and more freedom? That's what we talk about with Al here. He trains clients out of one of the, I think he said the 50 top golf resorts in the United States in California. And so he's got a phenomenal job, but he also wants to build an online business to be able to have a little bit more freedom, to be able to separate himself. He doesn't want to leave his job though. And so what do you do? How do you get around that? This is what we talk about in this hot seat episode with Al. In addition, he's got like this personal stuff that I think is really cool, where he's a magician on the side. So we also talk about like how we can kind of incorporate those things together. Anyway, have a listen. Hope that you enjoy it. I'll talk to you after the episode. So Al, what's up, man? The drill here is really simple. Real quick, talk about who you are, who you serve, what makes you special, and what you want to talk about today, and we'll get into it. And I've got, if I'm
Sweet.
looking that way, I've got all of your like info on another screen over there, so that's what I'm looking at if I'm looking to the side.
I see. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, I I'm currently working two physical jobs in person. I work at a golf club in Orange County. I also work with a physical therapist. Most of my time is at the golf club, so about like 20 to 25 hours per week, and
Cool.
6 to 8 hours at the physical therapy clinic. And in October, I joined OTM because I've had this idea of wanting to go online to free up more time. And I'm giving myself like a year to 2 year time frame to achieve this goal. Um, so there's that. I enjoy what I do. I've been doing personal training since 2005, on and off. Uh, and just in the past 6 years, 5 to 6 years, is when I kind of got back into it after taking a little hiatus. I was working in a family business
Mm-hmm.
and just approached it in a different way. And, I'm older and just started taking it a little bit more seriously. And I really enjoy it. I started noticing I really like helping people hands-on and not necessarily hands-on, but I like to correct people's movement patterns and figure out
Right.
why are you in pain and how to get rid of pain. Like so when I was younger, I used to love to do magic tricks, and to me, this is like a magic trick. Somebody with like a back problem, and you tell them it's not your back, it's actually your hip, like abracadabra, and it
Yeah.
blows their mind. And then you show them some stretches and some strength exercises, and I feel like there's some elements to that, and I really like
Especially
that.
golfers, man.
Absolutely,
Golfers
and
are
I work
so
with
jacked up, and it's just the little bit of thing, and all of a sudden they're feeling better. Yeah.
And I got lucky. I don't know how I ended up in this. It's a private golf club, one of the top 50 golf clubs in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So pay is really good. I get to build some really special connections with people who are influential and all that. Um, so I'm not ready to let that go just yet. Okay. The physical therapy place doesn't pay great money. However, the kind of education I'm getting there, the exposure, just being under physical therapists and
Sure.
learning all these things makes me a lot more comfortable working with injuries and
There's
so on.
other benefits to it. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. The money's, is minor. The knowledge I get is makes up for it big time.
Cool.
Um, let's see. I've been working with Christine Williams lately, and I really enjoy her energy. She's helped me refocus, and I'm just trying to get better with this online content game and trying to reach people, interact with people. My biggest problem, I think, comes down to time management and having more genuine interactions. Most of the people that follow me are a lot of my friends and
Right.
family. Um, I have very few people who are outside of that circle.
Yeah, you
So
and your
some of the
funny stuff,
interactions,
like your funny content, like the gym selfie,
sure,
where you forget to take a gym selfie and then go back and like toss water on your face and make it look like you're
yeah,
sweating again and take the selfie. It's stuff like
like
that.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I like to goof around sometimes, but
Mm.
still trying to keep it professional. I don't want to be too much of a goofball. Um, but yeah, I'm having a hard time reaching out more people outside of the
Okay.
circle of my like friends and family, and even like friends and family. Like sometimes I'm like, don't they understand how algorithms work? All they have to do is just hit like or post it to their
Yeah.
story. Like they got nothing to lose.
But that's not going to
And
happen.
right, yeah,
It's not going to happen. I realized a very long time ago, begrudgingly, and I fought it for a long time, that everybody's got their own shit going on. Nobody cares about your thing. I mean, it's just we're all busy. We've all got our own stuff going on, and I realized. I mean, it happened when I put out my first book, and it's happened every time I put out everything I've ever put out. Where all of a sudden the people that I love and care about, and many of them who I've supported over the years, all of a sudden seem to disappear, and that's just the reality. You know, you're on your own. With stuff like that. And I think once we accept that, it's almost freeing.
Yeah.
You can't depend on anybody else to kind of share anything you do. I want to hit on one thing you said quick and then dive deeper into this golf course thing because I feel like there's a lot of opportunities there potentially.
Mm.
The minute that you said you work at a golf course in Orange County, I'm like, well, man, that seems like a pretty good place to
It's like hitting the jackpot for personal trainers,
hang
really.
your hat. Yeah, for sure. But I want to hit on something real quick that you said about how you kind of like being a goofball and you have history in magic and but you want to keep things professional. I actually think you are not being professional by not showing up as your true self.
Mm.
I'm
Okay.
a not very funny, awkward, sarcastic Jewish guy. You know what? That's just how I'm going to show up on the internet. Like it's just to me the most professional thing that you can do is the most authentic thing to yourself. When it comes to content, that's the content that's going to stand out. Anybody that has ever gotten any sustained call it success online through content will say the same thing, which is, hey man, I showed up and I tried to be professional and I scripted and I did all these things like polished and like nobody cared. And then I just shot the shit about, you know, something that was funny to me into my camera one day and it was raw and it was unedited and all of a sudden this thing, you know, blows up. So I just wanted to hit on that really quick. Do magic tricks. Do fitness magic tricks, dude. Call
I
yourself the
like that.
fitness magician and do fitness magic
Okay.
tricks. Like, holy shit, that'd be
I can see
hilarious.
that.
And then you could just
There's
do
some.
all of these like funny things. It's like, watch what I'm gonna do to this golfer. It's like they hit the ball and then it goes off to the side, and then you're like, all they got to do is stretch their thoracic spine. Boom. Now look, he hits the ball straight. Well, maybe he didn't have beers today too, but anyway, you
Yeah.
know,
Stay tuned for the next. You know what?
stay tuned for the next magic trick. Like when it comes to content, I don't think content's your issue at all. So I don't want to dwell on it. But when it comes to content, like just have fucking fun with it, man.
Mm. And
Like
I've been a little bit more lately, just having more fun. And I'm for sure. The problem with working at the golf club, there's a lot of rules. Like, I'm not really
right.
supposed to record people. Um, I still do sometimes, but it's limited with certain clients. I ask them firsthand. But I work with a lot of people. It'll be great stuff. I would love to record here, but my hands are tied. So that's
Yeah.
one.
You
Like,
can't record, but how does it work? Do they buy sessions with you, or are you paid a salary and when you're there they get to utilize
it's
you?
by session. They buy sessions packages, and yeah.
Okay.
Um,
And
and
who do
some of
they
them I'm working
belong
on.
to? Go on, go on.
I was just saying, like, I started talking about my fitness app and online business more often lately. So some
Yeah.
of them I'm trying to slowly introduce this online thing and maybe even transfer online so I could have them taken care of online, and then I could open more room to get more clients. And
Maybe to them, but holy crap, man, to the people they know.
mm,
To the people
true.
they know. To me, an
Okay.
opportunity like that, like number one, the first thing that jumped out at me, I literally wrote down doing a lot of things. Is what I wrote down on my piece of paper. Like you're just doing a lot of things. There's not much time, which is why I say the content, like shoot the shit, have some fun with it. Don't it's probably not going to generate you business because you just don't have a lot of time to really like dive into it right now, and it
Mm,
takes time. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
um this golf course opportunity, you know, there's the people you're working with. It's obviously it's a great salary, like, and if you enjoy it, phenomenal. And the contacts you're making there, phenomenal. And they know people. And so the more they know about that you can serve people that aren't directly there, the
Mm,
better. You can say, like, to me, the opportunity is hybrid.
mm, right.
Is to be able to say, look, I got to be hands on with people, but I don't have to be hands on all the time. And so I'm wondering if you know anybody who like needs somebody like me, and I can see them, like I can rent a space. I'm sure there's places in town where you can rent a space or
Mm,
see, a client, and I can see them there, and then I can work with them through my online portal, and it's the best of both worlds. I'm to me that seems like the opportunity is leveraging. These are
mm.
some of the richest people in America. I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a good idea to approach it. Like, yeah, I just need to be more verbal about this, my online business, and that I want to help more people. And just straightforward ask them, like, do you know anybody who could benefit from this?
I mean, there are some things in business where I think you can get kind of like cute about and try to be fancy and like, oh, here's like a way in where I can like say it without saying it. I think when it comes down to this is how my business works. If you think that you or somebody would benefit from this, I am available and here is how you contact me. Like there should not be any gray area there because these people might
Hmm.
just think, I worked at a club for a lot of years and I ran a golf program, even though I hate golf and think it's a
Oh,
complete
it's
waste of a sport.
so boring.
But we can talk about my hatred of golf another day. But I ran a golf performance program because it was just the opportunity. We were in one of the most uh, highest net worth postal codes in Canada, where the
Mm,
gym was. So there was a lot of golfers, of course, right? And skiers and stuff like that. And so um, I ran a golf program, but what I realized very quickly, now for me at the time it didn't matter, but I realized very quickly that like nobody there really knew how personal training worked or how I got paid or anything like that. And they didn't know what my relationship to the club was.
mm.
My guess, and then we gotta move on. My guess is that, and I don't know this for sure, but is that most of the people that you work with at the club or that know you from the club that you don't work with assume that you only work for the club and this is all you do.
A lot do, yeah.
And that's not true, is it?
It's not. I mean,
They
my
just don't
clients,
know.
I let them know. I let my clients know I work with a therapist and all that. I feel it adds value because a lot of my clientele is 70 years and older
Mm.
at this point. So I feel like that adds value. That assures them, like, hey, I know what I'm doing, I'm trained, and all that.
The therapist, but you're not going to bring them to the physiotherapist clinic.
I mean, some who need physical therapy, I have brought there who needed, because I'm honest, if something happens, I'll tell them, like, this is beyond my scope and you actually need a professional to look
Right.
at this.
Right. No, I mean you're not going to bring like if they refer you somebody, you're not going to necessarily bring them to the physiotherapist. Like,
Oh, I see. Mm,
yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously you're going to refer them. Uh, but that's that, immediately as you were talking, that was what jumped out to me is that a professionalism to me, the definition is you be you. You show up as you. Everything else is bullshit.
yeah.
And the second part of it that jumped out to me was that was just the opportunity in the golf course. And to me that starts a lot with people just knowing how your business works and how you operate and where you're trying to take it. Like these men and women that I worked with sound similar to the folks that you work with. Often later in life, kids grown up, very wealthy, basically succeeded at everything. They've gone through some stuff for sure, but they basically succeeded at everything they've done, and they've quote unquote made it, and now they're like, well, what's next? Well, I got to take care of my health. um it, they saw a lot in me. They wanted to support me. It was kind
Mm,
of this weird, like, I helped them with their fitness, but they kind of like mentored and were like in my corner type. Whoa,
there's a lot of that. You're right.
it's a beautiful thing.
I think you're right. There's definitely opportunities, and I think what I'm failing at, and I was discussing that with Christine, my mentor. I don't think
Hmm.
people realize how I'm able to help them online. Like people don't realize I have like an app, custom workouts. I'm gonna provide support like weekly or bi-weekly, and I think I need to talk about that more and like maybe post about that more.
Yeah.
And because I offer people who need, but I don't think people understand how. And you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. I need to figure out how to tell that story. You always talk about stories. I need to figure out how to tell that story. And I think that's my like challenge, right?
I
That's going to
mean,
be my homework.
these people probably go away on vacation quite a bit.
Hmm.
When they're on vacation, say, hey, you know,
Try this.
jump on the app when you're gone. Right? Take a picture of the workout room. I'll put a workout together for you, load it into the app. You'll be good to go. John, again, thanks so much for listening to that episode with Al. I hope that you really enjoyed it. That was a hot seat from my mentorship. And so if you're interested in my mentorship, we basically take people doing about 1,000, anywhere from 1,000 to 20,000 a month, and help them scale up. And so if that's something you're interested in learning more about, if you're looking to scale your fitness and nutrition business, then send me a message on Instagram. I'm at It's Coach Goodman. Just send me a message that just says mentor. Now, if you're looking for another episode to listen to, I'm going to recommend episode 40. This is called Fixing the Holes in a Successful Online Coaching Company. Basically, this is a recording of a consulting call that I did for a company with 17 different online trainers. And we fix the holes, we fix their retention, and we fix their onboarding particularly. So have a listen to that. If you are looking for something else to listen to right now, just scroll back in your feed, episode 40, Fixing the Holes in a Successful Online Coaching Company. Thanks for listening. Talk soon.